fuck no.
No, I went to hang out. I was like, yeah, but I'm gonna go get this bag real quick.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Cause I work.
No, I get it.
We grown. Yeah, I'm excited.
How's it going, man? We hug over here, brother. What is up?
Nervous excitement, I should say.
Nervous excitement.
You know, Jared and I are private folks. But the real meat is what we don't say publicly. So it's just like, we're gonna be assholes today.
Yes.
We're gonna be able to show the human side of entrepreneurs. Exactly.
Bro, pleasantly petty. Our new goal is to get a catchphrase for every phase of this episode. Pleasantly petty.
It's gonna pop.
It's gonna pop. Bars.
I like, that's what I am. Petty with a purpose, always.
Ooh! It's pleasantly petty on one side, and the other side is pleasant with a purpose. If it comes up heads or tails, that's what I do for the day.
Oh, we had come to your house. So that's baby.
Look at all this phase love.
That's what Faces and Places is all about. What's good, everybody? This is Faces and Places. My name is Taleb Fazle, and this is
Joshua Thompson.
and that is
Jared Thompson.
and they are here because
We didn't have shit else to do today. I heard there was gonna be free faces. So.
facts. These twins here are musical geniuses in the city. One plays piano, and he's very, very sophisticatedly fucking amazing at it. The other plays the saxophone and is a part of the band Clint, Breeze, and the Groove,
And my band is Premium Blend.
which is also fucking fantastic. Basically, I wanted to bring them on because they have an interesting ass story to tell. They're fucking twins who have this amazing passion for music, and we're gonna drive them around, get them fucking fucked up, and ask them all types of stupid shit that they're probably not ready for.
Stupid question. Can I go ahead and get this in?
Please show what phases you guys are drinking, because I think everybody wants to fucking
This is
know.
my favorite. I like Sapphire. This is what, the blueberry lemon?
Yep.
It's like a patio pounder. It's like sophisticated boss bitch juice. I don't know, man. I like it.
Hey, why you like Amethyst so much, Jared?
You know, I always like purple stuff.
Purple stuff.
And it's honestly, when it's chilled just right, it tastes like a popsicle and stuff goes down like nobody's business. That's what we do. So Josh, you late? Already started on
Already in there?
We got all day to do this.
Already fucking
so,
ready.
I'm not afraid of you either. Shit. We can fight.
Yeah.
We bound.
My first fucking question of the day is who would win in a fight?
When you mean, what, the last one?
We haven't physically fought in a while.
But every 10 to 12 years, we'll duke it out. So we're about due. That sucks.
We're about to.
And I don't know. It's one of those where when we were growing up, you would get in trouble if there was a bruise that your parents could see. You'd totally want to crack your brother's face open, but you know that you're getting in trouble too. So like the bruises stay on the arms, on the legs, and everything, right?
Because there was never a good enough excuse for blood.
They got a code.
Right. You know, our dad said when we were growing up, really, really little, y'all gonna be spending a lot of time together.
This shit out.
And you can't be fighting every day. So,
No, I feel that.
Well, you can, but I'm not.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. Do you guys remember your first time being drunk? And can you tell us the experience and what liquor it was?
All right, I'm gonna go. So this was 98. Keep her name out of it. But we'd been friends with this family for years. We all came up in middle school and high school together. Parents were out of town, and we hit the basement. I mean, they had a pool table, they had a big screen TV, just really nice.
They had all the shit we didn't have, because if you came to our house, you had books, homework, and piano. So nobody came to our house for shit.
That was it. It was also the first time that we'd ever seen the movie Friday, so it was perfect. And we got hammered. It was amazing. Now, what we got hammered on
was not amazing.
Effing disgusting.
So
it was
Peach Fago.
It was Peach Fago and Malibu.
Oh,
The young days.
okay.
By the end of I think that evening when we got home, Joshua literally was trying to be quiet about it. Like, our bedrooms were upstairs, and our parents' bedroom was upstairs as well. Joshua is army crawling to the bathroom. I mean, you just hear click, and his dad just standing there looking at him. Josh just looked up at him and just kept it moving.
I can either throw up here or I can throw up in the bathroom.
How you up, Pops?
Let me pass, sir. To this day, fuck Malibu rum.
Yeah,
and I'm not here for the Peach Fago.
I can't really do.
I feel you.
We're not doing that anymore.
Freshman year of college was one too, where it was Kamchatka vodka. If I smell orange juice, I immediately associate it with like really shitty screwdrivers. So I don't drink orange juice anymore.
It was mine. Freshman year was awful. It was vodka mixed with Gatorade.
Who told you
No,
that
no,
Gatorade was going to be a good
Rumble.
fucking chaser?
I didn't drink.
Oh, that's true.
And
but
the
shit.
dude who I was hanging out with, I was just, I guess, desperate for friends because this dude was a complete
Kim?
whack. He was whack. And, oh, God.
must
And
be
so I'm
whack.
still like, after that, I was kind of like, yeah, fuck you too, man, because it wasn't good. And you're right, Gatorade and vodka is a horrible combo, but Ruppelman's taste so much worse.
Have you guys ever been so fucked up and
Yes.
like, you know, this is something as a not an alcoholic, a drinking connoisseur, a connoisseur of different beverages. Whenever I get fucked up, there's this thing where like the next morning, everything that I consume tastes like liquor.
Oh.
And it's the worst experience ever, especially when you're drinking Jack. That's kind of like the thing. It's just like you'll drink so much of it that night, everything that goes into your mouth literally tastes like fucking Jack.
I'm a gin guy, and I always have been. And I will say that when you wake up the next morning, you fucking know you've been drinking gin.
Yeah.
So I'm more apt to like
Jared, wait.
grab that beer in the morning.
That one time we were in college or something. We were back home from college, and we were supposed to be out. So here's the deal: we're college, and we still have a curfew. Like, be home at 2, and we're like, that's bullshit. There's like, you know, drinking gin or whatever else. And in our house, it was one of those where like you can go out and do what you want to do on a Saturday, and you can have friends sleep over if you want. But in our house, on Sundays we go to church. Church, hungover a night or whatever, and I remember waking up early one morning, getting ready for church, and Mom walks into the bedroom and, it smells like a distillery in here. The minister's like, I done smoked some things and drank some things. I'm like, I didn't see you out last night, nigga. Hangovers are very few and far between for me.
Yeah.
Because we're not old, but we older
last
than
longer.
some of y'all.
I can't keep up with that anymore. A hangover these days lasts 2-3 days. I have shit to do.
That's it.
Now I can muscle through it, but I'd rather not.
Oh, I'd rather not too. I went out drinking last night and was like, I gotta shoot the face. Wait, there was something wrong.
The biggest hangover cure for me is a big thing of water, a banana, and weed.
Hot shower and a mimosa.
Okay.
I just choose death.
Valid
I
option.
just choose that.
A valid option.
Ooh.
I think they like me. I think they like me.
They like you a little
but we're not drinking this today.
Oh, Josh for Josh?
Ah, man, because I'm getting some other stuff. Okay.
Cans or bottles?
So this is my go-to beer.
Yes,
Sun
sir.
King. I like it. It's high octane beer, so 16 ounce, and I was gonna say blood alcohol, but I think the ABV is it's up there. It's like 6-7%. So after about 2-3 of these,
You're gonna go.
I'm gonna be feeling pretty good.
They don't have my normal one that I normally do, but Beer Brewery, PDG, pretty damn good. IPA. There's some shit.
Yes, this shit.
Zoom in on it now, because this is going down. This ain't gonna last very
Okay.
long. Keep the shirt.
Oh.
Thank you, Tony Sticks.
Yes. Purchase these libations for my gentleman real quick.
History month.
We could be assholes and then be like, hey man, Fazle's got so many good things going on. Let's go rob this bitch. And just see how much money he's got on that debit card. And be like, buy me this, buy me that.
Might be here as an employee, but
When you
I
wake
am
up
no
and-
dog in this fight, so you can do as you please.
You wake up and choose violence every morning. This is what it looks like.
See? Pleasantly petty. Petty with a purpose.
I don't know why I thought it was over there for some reason. I don't smoke, so I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Like 1 unit of cancer stick, please.
Oh shit, we gonna get in trouble.
Oh, this is gonna be a good day.
One of them Johns, we gonna get busy.
I love how the word John in Indianapolis still lives and breathes.
Alright, next question, y'all. Give me an experience that you've had with a customer or like a consumer of your music that was very unpleasant. Really something like off the wall is what I'm looking for.
We're playing this restaurant or club or whatever, and everything's copacetic. It's a long night. I mean, it's like a 4-hour gig. Payment is going to be fine, yada yada yada. Literally, we get done with everything. We go find the manager. Manager's gone, and we're like, so where's our money? The manager went home for the evening, so we can get you the check tomorrow. It's like, all right, well, we were told cash, so pretty much like, fuck this check thing. Second of all, what's the address of the manager? Because we don't live here. we're gonna pull up.
Yeah, period.
Long story short, we ended up waiting for 2 hours just for the manager to show up. Matter of people not doing what they say they're going to do when they're going to do it is the most unpleasant.
Yeah.
Well, we really didn't like X, Y, and Z. Well, we really didn't like this, that, and the third. It's like, honestly, that's like eating half of your plate at a restaurant, being like, this wasn't good, I want my money back.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like, fuck that. And these jokers was talking about, well, we don't have your money. And it was like, well, we have hands.
I love this energy. Well, we have hands. But what I've come to realize as an entrepreneur in my time, granted, you know, you guys have a little bit more wisdom on you because you guys are significantly older than me.
Don't touch me, motherfucker.
I'm just fucking with
Don't
you.
touch
bro.
me.
I'm
Hold
just
up.
fucking with you.
You want to go?
I mean, we
You wanna go? Are we doing?
Wait, no.
Can we do
Because
this?
they bought our beer.
Yeah, I mean, we're good.
Oh!
Petty with a purpose,
Oh,
man.
Petty with a purpose.
Are we watching Twin Table Talk right now?
Because this ain't my whole day, bro.
I feel you.
I'm playing spades
I
against you
feel
two.
you. Like, you know,
I'm ready to
just
get to it.
as I've kind of like gone through the whole processes of just like running phases, like all of my harsh criticisms have come from people who have nothing going for themselves. It's like you don't really have anything to compare your shit to my shit.
I
So it's
would
like
even
how-
say for even if you don't have a body of work, and I don't necessarily care about that, you are more than welcome to not like anything that anybody does. However, if you're like, I don't like it, if you're not able to tell me why, I'm not hearing you because I'm like, well, there's a lot of things that I don't like and I don't comment on them. Now, there's some things that I don't like and I can say, and this is why. That's a level of respect.
Yeah.
I know enough about what you're doing to know why I don't like it, and you go do you, I'm still not gonna fuck with it. I can live with that.
That's fair.
There's only 3 reactions to any product or music or art that you put out. People are either going to like it, they're not going to like it, or they're not going to care. If you're mindful of that and know how to deal with that more often than not, you'll be fine. And the other thing too, it's like, I'm still going to do my shit. So
Jared's been in this game a lot longer than I have.
I got beat up a lot. And in some cases, rightfully so.
Yep.
Rightfully so. This music shop, I've been going here since I was 10 years old when I first started playing saxophone. So this is almost 30 years that I've been here. So this was not on, this mural wasn't here way back in the day, but this is where I go buy my reeds, where I go get my horn service, where I get all my supplies. Pamela Bliss was commissioned to do this in part by the Arts Council, and this was in 2012 when the Super Bowl was coming. All these cats are from Indianapolis, or were from Indianapolis.
Really?
David Dunn, right there. Jimmy Coe, right here. Actually, his son is still alive, and he's going to be at the Jazz Kitchen, I want to say, next week. And then Dr. David Baker just passed a few years ago, and he's pretty much the institution of IU jazz studies. He was a trombone player first. He got in a bad car accident, and he wasn't able to play trombone anymore. He picked up the cello, and so he introduced jazz cello, you know, strings into something that wasn't conventionally in that, but just his mind and his reach on not just people here in Indianapolis, but the world over is just unmatched.
You know, we talk about the Harlem Renaissance. We talk about even now this spotlight on, which has always been going on, but this almost Renaissance feel here in Indianapolis, especially in the Black arts community. It's not just exclusive to music. We'll go later on Mass Avenue, where there's a big mural of Mari Evans, the writer and the poet. You know, they collaborated a lot. She would write the libretto or the lyrics, and he's writing, you know, the music to these art songs. And so, between music, between literature, between poetry, between things, they match these things up, and we're not overthinking it.
Yeah.
You take who's here and who actually wants to work, and you just get the shit done. Like, it's not that hard.
The iconic Blue Train album with John Coltrane. I mean, JJ's reach was insane. And then Clyde Hampton.
I don't think I've seen so many trombone players because you can't find them now.
I don't know. Probably the most celebrated jazz musician out of Indianapolis is Freddie Hubbard.
Freddie
Grew up
Hubbard.
not too far from Mama.
Yeah, and all of these cats grew up in Lockfield. That isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, and our parents were going to school with them
Yeah.
at this time. Whether it be Shortridge or Tech or
Larry Ridley on bass, and then the most celebrated jazz player out of Indianapolis, Wes Montgomery. You see this mural passing by, and you may not know everyone there, but like the fact that it's here, and it's your choice to do research on all of these individuals or not, but the fact that they are memorialized.
Now, when the city is still continues to trip on its dick over stupid shit that is just basic. Just driving through here and even just having the question of who are these people elevates your level of give a shit in the conversation of arts and advancing it.
I love how passionately you guys talk about this place.
We don't have a life. This is all I care about.
What is this?
Yo,
You don't know. This is
So tell me about this great piece right here.
all along Mass Avenue this summer when the protests were happening. I hate the word riot because that's just not an accurate depiction of what went down,
it is a perfectly normal reaction.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, the Chatterbox got one of the best, if not the best, murals to cover it up. My band, Premium Blend, had every Sunday, he took a chance on us, and every Sunday we had a standing gig here.
Wow.
And it lasted for almost 8.5 years. We built our rapport and our business skills and just really got our sound together, But good drinks, small and cozy, that quintessential
Jazz spot.
jazz vibe, a hidden music mecca here. And I can't wait for this place to open back up.
You go in like minding your own business, right? I think this is the wonderful thing about the Chatterbox and even the musicians who play here and just in general, to elevate the artist who's doing the music to this mythic thing, right? Like, oh, you're superhuman, you're a genius, as opposed to like, no, we're just regular people, right? And that's what you get in here. But you'd have people who are doing shows at the Murat, national names. It's right across the street. So guess where they're going for their after set? They'd be here. At the time, Zach DePute, when he was used to be Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra's principal violinist, they would get done with the gig at the ISO.
And we'll come here?
Come here.
And they come here and sit back and
And
whoever
we're
was on the
playing,
stage,
and
they'd be like, "Holy
it's
crap,"
Zach
like-
DePue. It's time for three. It's just vibing to Premium Blend. Or
Now,
Mick Jagger's
this
been
is
here.
the-
Harry Connick Jr. was playing over at the Murat, and you could see their huge caravan that was there. Well, the horn player Jerry Weldon, which is an amazing saxophone player, after the gig, and Jerry Weldon is sitting here, and he torched my ass on this stage like you wouldn't believe, and that was the best ass kicking on stage I'd ever seen.
Yes.
And he was cool as hell about it. Just enjoyed the vibe and what we were doing. He gave us compliments like, hey, you guys sound great, keep at it. He didn't have to do that, but he felt comfortable enough, and the vibe felt comfortable enough.
Because
of
there's
what
no
he was
pretense
doing.
here. It's just, it's come as you are. Don't be an ass. This would be my favorite thing, to come and see Jared. I'm just so proud, right? As soon as you walk off that stage and go right back to your car, no one knows you, no one gives a shit, and you're a regular person
Yep,
again. And
it's
to
a
have that
regular
happen
dude.
within a matter of 45 minutes to an hour is a wonderful thing to help keep your ego in check. It is a wonderful thing about just, it doesn't matter how you are in any set and setting. When you strip all that away, you are just like the people we've seen walking through here. We have no idea what they do, what they do it,
And don't care.
And we are
but
we're no
it's
different than that. So
It's
like,
the great
let's-
equalizer.
Let's humanize genius. Let's humanize, or if not that, make it more accessible, or make it more. Let's take the mystique out of it.
A real cigarette break.
When you've been here for 400 years against your will, you need a cigarette that'll last for centuries.
Good old American spirit.
All the flavor.
None of the racism.
Yeah, so here is this is the Athenaeum. When I was a kid growing up, this was one of the places I used to come every Sunday from 1 until 4:30 in the afternoon. Much like Jared had the Chatterbox to cut his teeth, this is where I did to learn classical music and the repertoire, to play with other musicians at a level that where a lot of them were better than me, so I got to improve all the orchestral works that we're playing. There's not a single black person anywhere, but as you get older, you're filling in gaps.
Right.
There's a gap in the repertoire, and it's lacking color, it's lacking femininity, it's lacking the expanse of what we consider for both, and that does a damage to the catalog of music. You're trying to be human and
Right.
express all of humanity, but you limit it to European white dudes, right? So it doesn't get to be so human. Every time I drive past here, I'm 12, 13, 14 years old again, thinking about where I am now,
Right.
almost 40, and being like, wow, it really did work. Like, I just kept to the grind, and every day was not a great day, but every day I did this, and that's why I like it. This is one of my favorite spots. That's it. Now it's time for a beer.
Love it. And is that the question at dinner or in the car?
We're gonna definitely ask in the car.
Okay.
That was Misha behind us dying.
Call it a little bit and see if I can chase the car when I do it.
So long.
You both got beers in your hand?
Yes.
Hang on.
And this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna say like, who's the most this, and whoever's this is has to drink. Cool.
Okay.
So Jared and I are going to be fucked up.
So, who lost their virginity first?
I don't know.
That's
What
not-
are we defining as virginity? Right? 'Cause you know what?
Wait,
Or am I overthinking it? Or am I overthinking
I think you're
it?
overthinking it.
Okay, Jared, how old were you?
17.
Yeah, you got that.
Take your shot, Jared.
Oh, Jared took like
Take your
3.
shot. Who had the smartest mouth?
Yeah.
Drink that.
I'm gonna take another one.
Petty with a purpose.
Petty
with a
Petty
purpose.
with a purpose is back here.
Pleasantly
Petty's
petty.
up front.
Pleasantly petty.
Which one of you got in the most trouble? Like in school?
We have those parents, and we have that neighborhood where like they dared you to get jazzy
yeah.
at school because they're gonna snatch you up there,
And it
and when you
seemed
get
like
home they snatch you up too.
somehow every-
Oh yeah, I stole a car in college.
Oh,
that was the next
what?
question. Who-
What? You stole a car in college?
Well,
Can we talk about this? No, we can talk about this.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Like, I did steal a car. I borrowed it because I don't still have it, and I didn't keep it after I used it for the function that I needed. So I borrowed it to DePaul University in Greencastle, Indiana. It was raining really hard, and I wasn't gonna walk home. And so walking right out the bar, it's residences, and so I just kept trying different car handles to see which one would open. So
That is some nigga
It's
shit.
not. I'm being resourceful, goddammit. Uber did not exist, y'all. So I had to figure something out because walking in the rain wasn't an option.
Pleasantly
So-
petty.
Yeah, right. And so I'm trying these door handles, and there was this old school like Bronco / Suburban stuff. You know where the lining is that very scratchy, awful. So it was that, and it was open, and they were stupid and left the keys on the visor, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go home. And I started the car and I took off, and I was being petty because when I got to my house, I parked like 4 houses down from my house.
Yes.
And I'd left it running in the middle of the street. And I just left. It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, all right,
And
I got home,
slept like
fuck
a
it.
rock.
I
This
slept-
man
like a rock.
well, because when I
Unbothered.
no, but when I woke up, the car was gone. I was like, all right, so you got your car
Oh,
back.
okay.
That's cool.
He found his shit.
Maybe. Well, he's Greencastle. He definitely found it. It's a small town.
So they were probably like, well, I bet I'll lock my shit up next time. I'm like, I bet you will.
As you fucking should.
So yeah, I stole it, but it wasn't really stealing. They got
You
it.
borrowed it.
I'm assuming they got it back. I never
You
asked. I
borrowed
wasn't
it.
trying to find out. It was not my problem when I woke up the next day.
I'm literally imagining Josh stealing a whip, like it's GTA.
We have to remember.
People who are good at these types of things are the ones who don't talk about it. That was 20 years ago. A good assassination should be quiet. A good car theft should be fucking quiet.
But I will say,
Absolutely.
And it was.
A good
I'm
car
surprised
theft.
you
And
weren't
it was fucking quiet. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
it was-
putting
it
that
was-
in my highlights of
It was.
Josh stole a car.
It was.
Josh stole a car in a
He did
white
what?
house.
Well, but it was dark. It was
Like
night,
the
so I get to
Very
and
true.
it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, so it's not like motherfuckers was checking for
I
me.
just love how Jared's is like, that is some nigga shit. And that is definitely some grade A nigga
It is.
shit.
It's not high on the nigga shit scale though.
Well, but
no, like a 2 or
There's a
3.
scale?
It's a 2 or a 3.
It's a 2 or
But
a
here's
3.
the thing, like, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it's a nigga shit.
So I guess,
because
yeah, I'll
honestly,
do
like,
nigga.
in those, in that scenario, I'd be like, well, nigga.
Exactly. I bet.
It's like, what would you do if your son was at home crying in the bar? I'm like, what would you do if it's raining at the bar when you want to go home? I'm like, I'm gonna steal that car. He's lazy. And
I had to have that
Who
story.
came
happen.
out first?
I did.
60 seconds.
Take a shot.
We were born in 1982. I was born at 8:39 a.m. and this goofy bitch popped out at 8:40. And here's the funny thing is, Emma's like, "Oh my God, you're a poor mom." I'm like, "She had a C-section." I'm like, "Women aren't
very
popping out
fast to get
babies
out.
1 minute at a
Here-
time." And so thank
Next
you, sir.
question.
Oh,
Oh,
he's like, I want a drink.
I got the
I
next
want a
question.
drink. Go ahead.
Oh, who's the most bossy between the two?
Well,
Oh, that's
next
Josh,
question.
right?
No,
Is
no,
it?
Joshua is.
Jared,
debate. Well,
I tell you what, cheers,
Describe
bitch.
it.
That's
Because
why I
you
asked
a
you, because
bossy
I can do that.
motherfucker.
that mentality of like either get down or lay down kind of thing, not in the violence sense.
Yeah.
But get with
But like, look, this is what my vision is, and this is what needs to happen.
Period.
That's one of those things where everyone's like, "Oh, I can't wait to see you and your brother play together." We're like, "Yeah, that's why we don't."
Nah, that's why we don't.
No, we don't. Like we
That's
get
decent.
along. We are best friends. We get along very well. And one of the things that I think is the key to that is rarely do Jared and I perform together. There's a level of respect that I have with Jared, and I know how Jared is, and he knows, conversely, I'm that way too. So two very headstrong folks who know so well what they do and how they do, will think would be the most iconic thing.
Yes.
There's that inherent tension there, and so it's like, let's not. Because here's the other part, we're also just brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? There is a relationship that Jared and I have that has nothing to do with music, and but we don't perform together because part of us having a life outside of music and entrepreneurship is having a complete life that includes family, that includes relationships and interactions that don't require us to work and think creative, but we can just very much do this. And so I hear you, and every now and then we will perform, but at the same time, like, he has his lane, I have mine, and that's why we are holistic people. So I can
knowing how to not set yourself up for like. I can't go into a situation knowing how Joshua is and expect Joshua to be something different. If I do that, I'm the idiot. And you know what I mean? Like
we have collaborated on projects. Village Voices, Notes from the Grill being one, and I think that was a good test for the both of us. And even some of those other things. There's a reason why I don't play with Premium Blend or with Clint Breeze. Jared has told me, he's like, here is my standard, Joshua. I love you. You are not at it, and you will not step on my stage.
Respect.
And I know he's right. And you absolutely right, because when he was on my stuff, I was like, and this is not your shit.
Yeah.
This is mine. We had to learn that.
That's dope that you guys can come to that conciseness.
Right. Well, because we can't be fighting every day.
We've talked about this for years, that it's like community over competition.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so if the twins are battling over something,
you're doing
the
a service to the
product
community.
is going to
exactly.
suffer. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna do my part. Jared, shut the fuck up. Like, this is something that, like, hey, I wouldn't do it that way, but like, guess what? You aren't the one in charge right now. So guess what you do? A cog in the wheel is very important. It doesn't. Are you the whole wheel? No.
We almost were here.
Right. But if that cog isn't there, if I function as the cog the way that I'm supposed to, then boom, the wheel is immaculate.
And then Jared and I brainstorm, conceptualize together seamlessly.
Okay.
Performing, no. I'm not a jazz pianist. Don't call me to do that shit, because I'm not the one. I watched Jared and his compatriots and everything else for about a good 12 years and just took notes, mentally and actual notes. When I decided to do this again, and was like, wow, Josh, you really hit the gate running and everything clicked for you. I'm like, no, I started doing this about a decade ago. Yeah. Taking notes, and until I was ready for the first exam, I have so much respect for him. Like, and he's taught me so much.
That is dope that you guys are able to learn from one another, but also just like respect the lane that you guys are in. I love the idea of you guys being able to tell each other, like, you know, as a classical musician, you're just kind of just like, hey, Jared, this ain't your shit. And then as a jazz musician, hey, Josh, this ain't your shit.
As people, we want to be differentiated.
Yes.
We're twins. And our parents told us at a very young age, everyone else will treat you like a unit, like a package. Just because I interact with one differently than the other doesn't mean I love you less. You are different people. We would treat you as such.
Yes.
We heard that when we were, what, 3?
3. That's when they stopped dressing us the same.
And for us, that is very, very important. It's like, we are two different people.
You guys retaining your identity. At what age were you guys just like, no, I'm Josh, no, I'm Jared? You know what I'm saying?
Twins enter the world not knowing that they're twins.
Yeah.
Twins enter the world.
We don't care.
Being
that's just my brother.
Thing where it's like, hey, here's what differentiates me. Because I'm me. Here's what I like about us as a unit.
I'd like a unit of twin, please.
Steps into their own.
Yes. And it's not a moment. It's a trajectory.
Okay.
And that trajectory is not linear, right? So at 5, maybe we had that. At 10, more advanced. At 15, at 20, at 25, now almost 40. Absolutely we know who we are, but it was not a moment where you have to develop that shit. A sense of self has to be developed for everyone.
Because there's a certain amount of like,
and that's not unique to being a twin. That's everybody.
Walking in with your brother, or your brother and your sister at the same time, you know. But there's also those moments where you have to literally stand alone. We just showed up on this planet like everybody else. We just happened to show up within 60 seconds of each other.
It's come to my attention, well, Ag brought it to my attention, that you had dreads at one point.
I had dreads for a long point.
A very long
And,
time. Yeah, that's why that's why I was like, I'll get them because Jared doesn't look crazy.
Okay,
Jared
so-
always does
so
it. That's
you
Jared's the
went
one.
first.
Jared's the one. He always does the things first. I'm like,
Okay,
if he's
so
not
okay.
looking the hot
Firstborn is
mess, I'll
always
do
the
it.
weight
Okay,
on it.
that's fair.
No,
The firstborn.
no, no.
Wait a minute. No. Josh claims he wants his minute, and I get that, but I always nickname him Prototype.
Oh.
Ooh.
Gotta work the bugs out.
So you the prototype, Josh?
Now it's so you mean to tell me Josh is the beta version?
No, motherfucker, I'm the blueprint. Goddammit, I'm the blueprint.
Remember that one status where, like, I think Jared was saying,
Yo, bro. I wish we could
Fuck y'all.
for the video.
Fuck y'all.
and here
Yes.
you are.
Originality can't be duplicated, and I was
Right.
the first comment, and that was clutch, and I was like, and yet,
Here you are.
I remember
for me, those moments, I'm just like,
I don't like this anymore.
He's like, take me home.
pick up your face, Jared. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go eat the things.
Let's get y'all fed.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay. And they go, I'm gonna go smoke a square, and I'm gonna go take that Faces out of the car.
Yes, please do.
Oh, this man is in-
Absolutely.
Pow, 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 pow.
You gotta say the cap.
Faces and Places episode 2.
Salute.
Fingers away from the label. Come on, entrepreneur. What? Wait, can we drink?
Nigga, okay.
Hurry up. Wait.
Love.
Happy birthday. Oh, Amethyst matches your Tony Sticks. He and I have a relationship where I respect the man so much. And he suffers no bullshit, so I don't come to him with anything other than just legit until I'm ready to come with him. That means money. I can't always afford him, but I come at him when I can. He does great work. I have a vision for something that I do want, and so he's first on the bid, and honestly, so...
Happy birthday and drink.
So Sticks, here's your color for inspiration. I got an idea. Let your brain go crazy.
He's
and you
laughing
tell
right
me
now.
what's
He knows
what.
he loves
I
that.
know.
We love him.
All right.
Love him.
We
All
drunk,
right.
right? We getting there?
Oh, okay.
We getting there?
About a quarter pop. Let's go.
What's your favorite cuss word?
Bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Oh, I love bitch.
I'm afflicted with bitch these days. Do you notice who I perform with and who are my inspirations and my muses? They are black women. My girlfriends that I have and we're both like, no, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. I'm like, yes, it is. Between you and me, the basics things that you can do to respect me and value is to call me how I want to. And if bitch is out of it, I
There you
won't
go. You
worry
don't
that.
respect
I love motherfucker. Really?
Yeah, motherfucker is such a word.
It's not necessarily my thing, but like it fits in
It's not
every. It's not my
You know what I mean? Like,
if I agree or not, it ain't about me. I love you enough. I respect you so much. Or you're just like, and so no, and I'm just like, no. That's not a hard ask to call people by what they want to be called.
Yeah.
That's for race. That's for gender. That's for sexual orientation or whatever the fuck people are calling it these days. I don't have to understand it. I don't have to agree. I don't have to like it.
Oh my
All
God.
I do
No
is,
words
if that's
out of my
what
mouth.
you want to do, then
Words
I
out of
will
my
do
fucking mouth.
those things. It's not hard. You don't have to understand fully to do something.
You just have to
towards
respect it. Have somebody who identifies as non-binary, and they're a very close friend of mine, right? Okay. So, I, never understood it. I never, kind of like understood the concept of it. However, because this person means a lot to me, they mean the world to me, as a friend. I don't care if they want to identify as a fucking spoon. Your life decisions do not affect me whatsoever. So whatever the fuck you got going on, that doesn't pertain to how I live my life. It doesn't pertain to, like, it doesn't affect my pockets. How you choose to identify, you know, gay, whatever, does not affect me directly. Why should I care what the fuck you want to do in bed? And not in the means of being disrespectful, like, oh, well, I don't give a shit, but I'd be like, I don't give a shit.
And I don't reduce you to your sexuality.
Right.
A function.
Exactly.
A thing. Whether we're talking about sex and gender or whether we're talking about just how you go about a certain thing. It's like you're a serial fornicating all day long. Like 24 hours a day, and I'm just like, damn, like Fazle's fucking everybody like for 23 hours a day. Like mine's just need to sleep. Like mine's just need to sleep. Let's be very honest. The person I love the most in the world, I care the least about their sexual life.
Facts.
This bitch.
Yeah.
Want to see
love
me
how
lose
y'all
a hard
talk about each
on?
other.
Put this motherfucker's dick in front of my face. The whole twin thing. It was like, oh my god, that's so hard. I have such a fantasy about twins. I'm just like, did you ever ask twin how they?
Like, if you like incest, just say that.
Fucking weird.
I don't even like that shit in my porn.
Never give Jared brown liquor.
Why?
The corrected response was okay.
What is the wildest or like most embarrassing sexual experience you guys have ever had?
So you know, these are stories that Jared and I haven't even told each other yet. Group sex is a thing.
Yeah.
And when it's consensual for everyone, it was a
It's a blast.
thing. The embarrassing one is, you know, some folks are all about groceries. Some people are not. I'm not gonna say if I was on the receiving or the giving end, but I'd be like, yo, like a nigga went for some groceries and got a fart in the face.
what was your reaction? Like, oh goodness. Like, what was your reaction? Because you can't
When's
tell.
the last time you got farted in the face? What's the difference? I mean, like, is it queef the same?
I got you.
No, it's not.
Right, it doesn't have a bad smell because it comes from a heavenly place.
Not to them. That's hell for them.
Literally, I call pussy the face of Satan.
It's like a sad me. It's like a sad old me.
I do know someone that they're gay, but they were married and had and I was just like, how did you, like, you knew that how could you? And he goes, oh well, honey, it makes its own gravy.
If you got a snack, put it down.
Yeah, we didn't give the graphic warning.
My favorite phrase is always don't tell anybody. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not even thinking about you. Like, you are a means to
Wait, so
end
you
right
called-
now.
Demos were dangerous. Well, still are.
They're very dangerous, but that's like the question. Was he outwardly open and just didn't want to let people know that?
Which one?
Is that a severe problem in the LGBT?
Yeah, that's actually it's kind of,
So like down low is it can be, but maybe it's not because they're not out about it. I don't feel that anyone should ever out anyone. That's the most fucked up shit you could ever.
yeah, because that's something.
You say anything, like not to mention, like I'm trying to bust her like everybody else.
Yeah.
And then after you've explained things the night before and asked them to wake up to not just a hey I'm not cool with this, but to like legitimate punches to your kidneys where you're pissing blood, waking up to physical assault. If I would go to police, I have a case, and what you do in 2002, 2003, 21, 22 years old, you shut the fuck up. You keep it moving, and you're like, I'm gonna clock that, never again, and whatever else, and you keep it moving. Yeah. And that's it. And you never tell anyone. I mean, even your good friends who are cool, like, hey, what happened? You make up a story. It's like, I don't want any problems.
I can tell you how many times, like, don't tell me that, don't tell me that. I'm like,
Bro, I'm not gonna tell my fam.
me. You know what I mean? Like, you're not a catch. You know what I mean? Like, this is.
As people talk about experimenting
But it is
with,
what it is. Like,
it's I lost my virginity to a woman. Me too.
You guys just wasn't into it.
No. I done it more than once.
I didn't see it coming.
That's one question I was going to ask.
Give people the opportunity and the permission to be able to figure it out, not just for themselves. Think about how much better that makes an individual for the next relationship they're in.
Yeah,
And shame is the wrong word in that. But shame is associated with trying, knowing what you do or don't like. Even if someone in one time, whatever sex that they are, tries something of the same sex, does that make you gay? Does that make you bi? No, it doesn't. It means that that's one thing that you did for one time. Maybe.
I like to think that life is a feeling process. So when you do experience certain things, you kind of like find yourself in the midst of trying to figure things out. I understand the aspect of just like, maybe I'd like it. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to figure it out.
You know what I'm saying? Sheedy was very big on that. You know what I'm saying? When he was exploring his sexuality, he figured out he was pansexual. You know, kind of like going through the whole rigmarole of just like, I'll try it, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's very open about his sexuality, very confident in his being.
At the worst, he finds out he don't like it.
And when it comes down to us as the totality of any of us, wherever we fit on that spectrum, we're not out here serial fornicating all day fucking long. Whether it be blackness, like, oh, it's just like that's reductionist. Don't do that. Or femininity, or you know, sexuality and gender. Don't reduce people to just that.
Yes.
This is who I am. I have limited time on this earth. How do I make the most of it?
Yes.
Sex and sexuality is a part of it. Is that the sum total? Fuck no. Ain't paid the bill for nobody at all.
So I don't go to Walmart, but the product is still there. Do I give my disdain about Walmart? Sure do. Does that sway
Change
anyone?
anything?
No.
Are you out here shaming people for shopping at Walmart?
No, I don't. Like, I get it. It's deals on deals.
It's not like he's out here with the fucking sign.
Yeah, like Walmart.
And
And even if we weren't out there with us.
Earth still spins east to west, sun still rises, it's still gonna rain somewhere. What does it matter who you sleep with? People, like you said, you're not defined by just the one facet. You're a pianist, but that's not all you are.
Yeah.
You're gay, but that's not all you are.
Yeah.
Everything that makes you a whole human is what's important, and that's why we say the sun will still come up. Because I could care less if someone came out as gay. Did it pay, like you said, did it pay my taxes? Did it put gas in my car?
No.
Did it give me the cheat code to a video game that I love? Nah, son. I just found out, salute, and keep rolling.
What is the worst thing you've ever done as a human being?
Had a job. That's not where you go. You know, I've always dressed like this. I like the vest, I like the suit, I like the tie. Sister too, that was in upper management, and she would just always call me player. Okay, can you please not do that? Just call me by my name.
Right.
And I mean, she would call me player in manager meetings with higher ups.
Oh, like this.
If I would raise my hand to ask a question, and she'd just say, "Hey, player, I told you not. Please don't do that." I had enough of it, and I went to this motherfucker's house. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna come over," and Josh was like, "All right, cool." And I just started picking up dog shit in his yard.
I did not ask questions. I'm just like, I do that.
Went to work the next day because I knew there was going to be a manager meeting. Went to my car and I grabbed 3 bags out of my car. First bag of Jake shit I put on her computer screen.
Smeared dog shit.
And on her keyboard. And then I took the mouse and I lifted it up. And the mouse, and I just grabbed the rest of the shit, put it there, and just smashed the mouse down on it. And then the second bag of shit, I went into the break room and threw it in the microwave on 3 minutes, and I just dipped out and hit the elevator, and I was like, yeah, I'm out. That's how I quit my job.
I burned the bridge, and he told me everything. And I was like, oh. And somebody texted him, was just like, nigga, it smells like a zoo in here. And he was like, yup.
Yeah.
Not my style, but bitch, do you?
Earth is ghetto, man.
Do you guys have a favorite local rap artist in the city?
I've been able to work with a lot of artists, or even like talk to a lot of artists about working with, like, so Native Son is definitely like the fam. Recently Skip hit me up. Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like,
that's another fucking
I was
there's so many of them.
legit.
I'm
I was
like,
shocked.
And I listened to. I'm like, you know,
Please
we're
work with
accessible.
this.
Okay, like his "You for You" album was incredible. Dia and Distinct. Let's do American.
I enjoy
There's some black women in this car. Let's get some black women.
And here's my thing is,
Tell me who you haven't known, who you haven't known, who you haven't known, who you haven't. Tell me who you haven't known, who you haven't known, who you haven't known, who you haven't. Tell me who you haven't known.
If you can make any flavor of phases for your personal self, what flavor would it be?
Peach, lemon, strawberry, mango. Do that shit.
The fruit basket.
How to do it? That's the name. This motherfucker.
Peach, strawberry, mango, lemonade. What'd you call it?
What would I call it?
I got a name for the first one.
That shit right there.
That shit right there.
Ooh!
That shit right there.
Do you realize how dope that would be as a one and done? Be like, this month's flavor, that shit right there.
Honestly, Taleb for like 2 years. I'd call it hot to trot, habanero,
Chester tempe.
peach, strawberry, lemon, lime. Right? We're done. Hot to trot. The other thing too that I want to make sure, like, this looks super cozy and comfortable. Like, I don't live with this motherfucker. I'll welcome in my house anytime.
Oh, I would love to come over.
Anytime.
Thanks for the collab, and we'll do it again, man.
That's what they say.
This was fun. Let's face the camera because, oh my god, I love her.
Oh, look at that. She is the shit. I
I
will
haven't
say.
been able to hug her and just people. So, all of you.
Okay, real quick.
And big
real
ol'
quick,
hugs.
before that camera.
Oh, no, everybody in it.
You're not taking a picture, right?
No, I'm filming it because you're supposed to say this has been phases and places.
That's exactly what I'm going to
Hold up. Let him do his thing. Let him do his thing.
All right, everybody in.
Phases and places, and this is,
Joshua Thompson.
and this is,
Jared Thompson.
and I guess this is.
You know what it is.
Yeah.